Hey, hi. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe video journal diary for July 9th, 2025. So today, I'm having an electrician come over because he's going to put some outlets in the back for me. So the Culligan man came yesterday. You know, I give you the video of what he said, but this was the final outcome. I have to try to explain it in a simple way for some of you that might not understand. So the dissolved solid test is 1.12 parts per million, which is 2 times, not point something times, but like 2 times more the legal limit here of toxins. He's also told me that there's high pH, or the pHs are all out of whack right here. Okay. He also told me that the actual reading that he found out online, which I'm going to get that information, is 10.9 parts per million. 0.9 parts per million is at toxic, dangerous levels. Okay? Here is the report for anyone out there who wants to see it. This is the report. I had a water test done. So basically, what I figured out, and you guys know on the channel, I've been talking about like, wow, I look fat. Also, you guys have heard me talking about, I think I have arthritis because I'm losing the use of my hands. And then I think I mentioned I went to the optometrist, and the optometrist was questioning me, are you pre-diabetic or diabetic? I said, no. She said, because you have blood vessels that have exploded in your eyes. I was like, wow. And you know what? When she told me that, I was thinking, shoot, pre-diabetes? I better ramp up my exercising and eating better, which I was already eating good because I don't eat fast food, I don't eat junk food, and I don't eat processed food. I do a little bit, but not much. Like, for example, I've had I got these cookies. I like them a lot too. These. But they've been sitting in my cabinet for like 2 months. I don't have craving for sweets or anything. So I just figured, okay, I'm gonna ramp up my exercise. I gained too much weight, and okay. And then during this time, I noticed that the water tasted funny, and it didn't seem right because I was guzzling it because I work out all the time, every day. So I'm constantly drinking water. I need water all the time. It's hot here, and I walk the dogs outside. I sweat a lot. It's hot. I need to rehydrate a lot. So I was drinking a lot of the water for about a good month and a half. I went to the city hall and I asked them, hey, something's wrong with the water. Do you have the reports that show what's in the water? And she gave me something from 2022. And she said, there's nothing wrong with the water. Like, she thinks I'm stupid. Like, I don't have education, like everyone around here and herself. And I said, she's all, there's nothing wrong with the water. She's all water has some arsenic in it. I was like shocked when she said that. I never mentioned arsenic. I never mentioned it because I didn't know. And she told me the answer right there. I was in such shock and awe because she said the water is safe to drink, that she drinks it. So I took her word for it. But it still didn't taste right or feel good to me. So I was asking my direct neighbors, I'm all, hey, how do you feel about the water? And she goes, oh, no, don't drink it. And I was like, what? I said, oh my God, why not? She's all, it's bad. There's bad stuff in there. And I'm like, what? She doesn't know. Because people around me all have like, either high school diploma or less. So then I was like, oh, shit. So then I also talked to the neighbor across the street because he seemed like he's an older gentleman. He has a nice home. He seems like he has it all together. So I said, hey, what do you think about the water? He's all, yeah, it's bad. I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's all, there's just all kinds of bad stuff in there. They say something about arsenic or something. I don't know. Like him too. Like he doesn't know. He knows the water's bad, but he doesn't know how bad. That's the problem. So anyways, I was like, he also told me the water's bad, whatever. And so anyways, I decided to stop drinking the water because I got scared, And so I was like, shoot, how can I test the water? So I was starting to look online for things. They're very expensive just to test the water. But get this, I had to spend a lot of money to find out. So the Culligan man came. I called Culligan. And I said, you know what, I live in this town because they don't live near here. They have to travel out here. I live in the sticks. I live in a place where everybody has to drive an hour to go to the main stores. So anyways, I ended up, I was stressing out about it a lot. After I came back here. And the guy that I spoke to over there who's across the street, he's the one that told me to keep my mouth shut in so many words. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I'm like, don't you guys want clean water? He's like, yeah, they're not good over here. I'm like, wow. I said, and he said, and there's nothing we can do about it. He's all, you don't have enough money to fight this. I'm all, what? What do you mean? Are they going to do something to me? Are they, what do you mean? He goes, I don't know. They might come after you. And I was like, what? I'm like, what are they going to shoot me? Are they going to burn my house? Are they going to break my car or hurt my dog? Like, what are they going to do? He's all, I don't know. They might just hit you with your pocket. And I thought, oh my God, automatically, boom, I feel uncomfortable in the town. Because that guy told me that he's probably okay with these people doing this. And he's probably okay with the Trumpies over here, whatever they are. They're delusional, brainwashed, right? Because they're all Mexican around me. And so I was like, well, all right. Because I felt threatened after that, I came in here and I was thinking about it a couple days. And then I looked up the effects of arsenic and I was like, oh my God. And because I didn't know the exact amounts, even though somewhere online it says, I have to ask the Culligan man. I didn't write it down. I can't remember. But for here, somewhere, they have the actual arsenic, and it's 0.9 over the legal limit. 0.9 parts per million. That's crazy. That's a lot. And then that sediment that's in there, the sediment, dissolved solids is what they call it, 1.120 parts per million. It's times 2, not point anything, but times 2 over the legal limit. And that's not just arsenic, that's other things in there. Yeah, there's a lot to list and a lot to say, but that's a lot. So what was actually happening to me, all those things that I was telling you, I think I'm getting arthritis, this water was killing me at a rapid rate. Because when I was at the point of asking what's wrong with the water and people started telling me, I I lost the function of my hands and I could only do this. I showed you guys online in previous videos. Look now. I stopped drinking the water. Look at that. This one is still, I can't barely, it's starting to work now. Wow. From like a couple days ago, I couldn't really even bend it that much. Now I can actually bend it that. There's still a click in there. It's like a click. But before, yeah, I couldn't bend it and I couldn't make a fist. And now my hands are coming back to normal function. I lost the 20 pounds back. I lost the 20 pounds within like a month. I lost that 20 pounds again. So it's the water. The water is slowly killing these people. And it's so unfortunate because they don't have money. And it's not like because they don't have money for their house. They don't need money to fight this. But they think they do. I am so deathly allergic to the water. I was literally dying in my house for the first month and a half. And I'll tell you why it affects me more than anyone around here. Because they drink it. They drink it. The reason why it affects me more than anyone in this town is because I have always, my whole life, had access to clean water. I have never been in an area where the water was bad to drink. And then if you do go, like on my travels, and the water is bad, the camp people will tell you, hey, don't drink the water. Make sure you have your own water or boil ban or whatever. So yeah, okay. So I've always had clean water, filtered water. I used to shower in it on the road. I used to fill my jugs and shower with clean water even. But then I got here and my health declined rapidly. And the reason why is because I didn't grow up here. So my body is not used to this water. People have been drinking in it and showering in it and doing their stuff in it since they were born here. So it's a slow process that they're killing themselves. When you're a child, you grow immunities to stuff. But it's so toxic, even though you might grow an immunity and you're not going to die quicker. It just means it's a slow death process for you. For me, my body went into shock and it started breaking down. So that wasn't arthritis I was getting. That was neuropathy. My nerves stopped. They were getting jacked up. So for me to move in here, or anybody new that decides, I want to go live in a little town. I still like the town. I don't want to move. That's, you can't pick your neighbors. So you just mind your business. But I don't know what to do about this whole situation. I'm documenting everything. I've actually, I started doing study on the history of the town, Refugio County, on the county. I have books here, Those are the only 2 books they have about the history of this town. And it's already trippy. I'll tell you guys eventually. Right now, I have a more serious matter. So I called the Culligan man. He gave me that reading. I had to get a $27,000 water system put in my home because I can't even shower in it. My body will go into shock. It's too much. I even told the Culligan man, I'm like, I didn't shower for like 5 days until you came here. He was shocked. He was like, what? And I was like, yeah. And I told him, like, I got sick, and I told him my symptoms, and right away, he's all, I do chat GPT a lot. Let me see what the symptoms of such and such are. And even though I already looked it up, I was like, okay. And he looked it up, and then that's that video of him talking. So yeah, I was freaking literally dying in here. So even though I love my neighbor because I try to be like Jesus, the guy across the street who told me to keep my mouth shut, fuck him. God forgives me for that because God knows I'm a good person. And that other man that told me that I was over emotional about the water, fuck him too. I do forgive them. I do forgive them because they do not know, and their ignorance is just overpowering. The whole town's ignorance is overpowering. But because we have to forgive people. I believe God will keep me safe. If something happens to me, I get hurt, property gets damaged, or God forbid more, it's their fault. They're doing it. They're the ones who are threatening my life here. Nothing has happened because I haven't really told them anything that's going on in here or what I'm doing. I mean, some people I told them, I asked them, how do you feel about the water? Like, there's people around here that know I'm asking questions about the water. That's the only thing. Couple people, I told them, I'm having the Culligan man come over, so I'll come over here and I'll give you. I'm gonna make a copy of that, give it to some immediate people. For them, I'm gonna give them a couple copies, and they can give it to whoever they feel. Because I know that the city hall here thinks that the water's okay. And it's only because they're uneducated. They don't know how to probably even read the parts per million report. They probably don't even know how to read it. That they don't even have it. They don't even have it to offer anyone. So sad. So I was basically dying here in this house for the first month and a half until I found out the water was bad. So I called the Culligan man over. He gave me that terrible reading and told me all this stuff, and I started getting like, oh my God. My neighbor drinks the water. She's really heavy. She's probably diabetic or I don't know. I have another neighbor on the other side. She seems like a nice normal size of, I don't know her health condition. But she looks all right. They don't drink the water over there to that side. On that side she does. She can't afford to probably get bottled water even. And she doesn't look healthy. But still, they have it in their system because they shower in it. And they don't understand that your body absorbs everything you put on it. I possibly think that's why people think I'm like in my 40s or something, because I don't use any product on my skin except for like bug spray, sunblock. Those are the only things. Like, I don't put lotions on my face or cleansers or age-defying. No. Because all that stuff clogs your pores, and that stuff, you're choking your skin, basically. And that's why people might get bad skin or wrinkles fast. Like me, I get acne. But I think it's only because I haven't showered for some couple days because I'm afraid to mess with the water. Even like I have some dishes there I do the big ones because it moves fast, but to do all those forks and spoons, and I feel like I'm in the water too long, so I just shut it off at that point. I fill up my jug, I throw all this in some water, and I just leave it at that point. Those are my bananas. You probably think that looks gross. I buy bananas like this. I peel them and then I freeze them because that's how I like to use the bananas. I like to throw the banana in a blender with a little bit of either juice or milk, and it tastes good. It's like a shake. Frozen banana and milk or juice, right? Anyways, so today the electrician's coming. I'm waiting for him to get here so I can walk my dogs and then I can leave him here. There's nothing in this house worth stealing. Plus, this is like the house of God. I have only reading, and most likely, well, no, he might be educated because he's actually an electrician and if you go to electrician school, then obviously you have some sort of degree. Because my brother went to electrician school, my older brother, but he didn't. I mean, he worked in that field, but I don't know. It's a different story. But he had to go to school for it. So you know? Waiting for this guy. But that's what's going on here, you guys. That's the full rundown. And even though I don't like my neighbors because they are against their own culture and they're so brainwashed, you know, I mean, I don't like them to that degree, but I do care about them. Especially the ones who like didn't vote for that guy, whatever. Because this neighbor over here, she didn't vote, I don't think, for him. She thinks what he's doing wrong, you know. And the one over here, I think she did, unfortunately. And she's such a nice lady. But even though I don't like them, this is my town. And I'm just horrified how the city hall lies to the people. I almost died here. Something needs to be done. That's why I think God brought me. And I think people are looking at me in a strange way. And I do fear for myself here. So if you guys need to check up on me, please do. All right, you guys. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for July 8th, 2025. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.